Eala Janice Tjen bow out of Abu Dhabi Open doubles. Eala of the Philippines and Janice Tjen of Indonesia bowed out of the Abu Dhabi Open doubles tournament after falling to the tandem of Tereza Mihalikova, Slovakia, and Olivia Nichols, Great Britain, 6-4, 6-2, in the semi-finals on Friday. The match lasted 1 hour and 16 minutes, as the Southeast Asian pair capped their run in the event. Eala and Tjen stayed close in the opening set and were within striking distance at 5-4, before Mihalikova and Nichols took the first set. In the second set, Eala and Tjen fell behind 0-3 before finding a breakthrough. However, the doubles powerhouse asserted its dominance to secure a spot in the finals. Eala's Abu Dhabi Open campaign also came to an end in singles play on Thursday after she fell to Ekaterina Alexandrova in the quarterfinals. The Filipina ace is expected to head to Doha next for the Qatar Open, which begins on Sunday. Eala has been competing since early January, reaching the semifinals of the ASB Classic. She was later crowned champion of the Kooyong Classic exhibition tournament before bowing out in the first round of the Australian Open to Alicia Parks. In the glittering lights of the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open, a tennis tale unfolded that spoke not only of competition but of courage, friendship, and the audacity of rising stars. On Friday night, Eala of the Philippines and Janice Tjen of Indonesia, two of Southeast Asia's brightest tennis talents, saw their inspiring run in the WTA 500 doubles draw come to an end. Though the scoreboard ultimately favored their opponents, what these women accomplished in the heart of the desert was far more profound than a single defeat. A partnership born of kinship and ambition. It's one thing to compete, it's another to sustain a partnership in the fiercely competitive world of professional tennis, where careers and rankings change with every court win or loss. Eala, currently ranked inside the top 50 of the WTA singles list, arrived in Abu Dhabi with both promise and pressure. After her singles campaign concluded with a quarterfinal loss to second seed Ekaterina Alexandrova, a match she fought with the tenacity Filipinos have come to admire, Eala swiftly shifted her focus to the doubles draw. Tarzan swings from vine to vine, Eala swings from singles to doubles in a heartbeat, showcasing adaptability that belies her years and experience. Beside her stood Janice Tjen, the steady Indonesian force whose own journey has been punctuated by rapid rise and quiet resilience. Once unheralded in the global rankings, Tjen's ascent to breaking into the top 50 around the season stands as one of the sport's most remarkable stories, a transformation from college tennis athlete to professional WTA Tour contender. When Eala and Tjen decided to pair up for the Abu Dhabi Open, many eyebrows raised in curiosity. On paper, they were a Southeast Asian duo with potential, but little indication they'd nearly reached the semi-finals of a high-profile WTA 500 event so quickly. On the court, their chemistry made believers of even skeptics. The run that captured hearts. Their campaign began with a spirited round of 16 match against a seasoned duo, Leylah Fernandez of Canada and Kristina Mladenovic of France. The contest was electric, a thrilling battle that swung like a pendulum, reaching a deciding super tiebreak. In a spectacle of courage and cohesion, Eala and Tjen edged out the seasoned pair 7-5, 3-6, 10-6, surviving one of the most intense tests of the early draw. That victory, dramatic as it was, felt like a clarion call. This partnership was no mere experiment, but a statement. They were not just competing, they were contending. Momentum carried them into the quarterfinals, where they faced Zhang Shuai and Cristina Buxa, a formidable team representing China and Spain. In a performance marked by crisp serving and tactical precision, the Southeast Asian duo dominated, winning 6-3, 6-3, a straight sets flourish that punched their ticket into the semifinals. Semifinals, a defining duel, then a farewell. There, on the grand stage of the International Tennis Center in Zayed Sports City, Eala and Tjen were met by the experienced and tightly knit pair of Tereza Mihalikova, Slovakia, and Olivia Nichols, Great Britain. The matchup was a crucible, not just a contest of skill, but of endurance, strategy, and psychological fortitude. Although Eala and Tjen started competitively, knotted at 4-4 in the first set, it was Mihalikova and Nichols who ultimately pulled away, capturing sets 6-4 and 6-2 and ending the duo's inspiring run after an hour and 16 minutes of intense competition. To the casual fan, a loss is simply a loss. But to those who watched every point, every rally, every fought-for game, this outcome was far richer. It was the conclusion of a meaningful chapter, not of a storybook defeat. More than a match, cultural significance. What made this pairing especially compelling wasn't just their performance on the court, but what it represented off it. Eala and Janice Tjen embody a new era of Southeast Asian tennis. Players confident on the global stage, rooted firmly in national pride yet driven by shared ambition. Their collaboration was symbolic. Two Asian stars, each carrying the hopes of their homelands, combining craft and courage to compete against some of the world's best. They became something of a regional emblem, the Sisters, a name that traveled through social media and fan discussions, blending their Southeast Asian identity with a sisterly bond. Fans from Manila to Jakarta, from Singapore to Bangkok, tuned in to follow their matches. Cheers echoed across corners of the internet, spanning platforms and languages. Their story resonated because it was more than athletic achievement. It was narrative. Lessons in resilience and reflection. Sport is fickle. There are winners and there are losers, champions and challengers. But within this dichotomy lies a more nuanced truth. Progress is as much about losing with grace as winning with poise. Eala and Tjen's exit didn't mark failure, it highlighted growth. From navigating grueling rallies to strategizing their serves and returns, every match brought lessons about synchronicity, adaptability, mental toughness, and the difference one partnership can make. For Eala, this doubles run came on the heels of a tough singles loss, a reminder that even the most gifted athletes face adversity. Instead of fading inward, she pivoted outward, forging a doubles path that showcased her versatility. For Tjen, it was another chapter in an already remarkable ascent, her discipline and consistency continuing to affirm her burgeoning status in the sport. The aftermath and forward motion. As the sun sets on this chapter of the Abu Dhabi Open, both players already have new horizons in sight. Eala will soon compete at the Qatar TotalEnergies Open, a WTA 1000 tournament that promises another stage for her to shine. Tjen's journey likewise continues, orbiting the world's elite as she seeks to deepen her impact, both in singles and doubles. Losses, after all, are not endpoints. Each one provides context, a metric of what has been achieved and what remains possible. For Alex and Janice, this experience has carved a pathway of confidence, trust, and resilience. Conclusion: a legacy beyond scorelines. If tennis often feels like a binary of wins and losses, Eala and Tjen's run in Abu Dhabi reminds us that the story between those brackets is where the heart truly lives.